Hello, I have a question for Venkat. When we're talking about providing Wi-Fi connectivity in cities, urban and rural areas, won't you be violating some of the conditions which exist in India, like or licenses given like BWA, etc., broadband wireless access licenses?
Licenses?
Yeah, there has been licenses given out for BWA, broadband wireless access after
Yeah.
3G. So won't it violate with some of the service providers' plans that providing Wi-Fi across?
Yeah, we have that, and also the unlicensed spectrum like TV white space is quite open. So we can use that spectrum to deliver the broadband. Is that the question? I still having a little bit tough time to listen to your question. So.
See, BWA kind of licenses actually stops the other operators to give that kind of access in these areas. So will it violate not the spectrum part but the statutory part actually?
Will it bypass?
Will it violate?
Violate. It's not. It doesn't violate that thing. It does not necessarily do that. It will. It still you can work with them, and you can adapt this technology to the needs of them, and that way we can still be compliant. All we are trying to do in this is the proprietary standard is a little bit of, for example, in the MAC 802.11 MAC, you have this time frame for the return of the acknowledgement packet. So you increase that stuff so that you can get a lot of time to get the packet back and things like that. So these technologies can be enabled, can be adapted to whatever the local standards are. As I mentioned, in Argentina, this is getting deployed. In a lot of North America, not North America, South America and Europe countries, this is being deployed. So it can be worked to the local, whatever requirements is there. It doesn't necessarily violate anything.
We did an experiment recently, jointly with the National Knowledge Network, in a town called Pandharpur. They established Wi-Fi connectivity in 4 villages of north, east, south and west of Pandharpur, about 10 to 12 kilometers away. And we could actually conduct this kind of workshop for 9 standard students. And I could conduct a distributed quiz using Akash tablets in the hands of students. So it works. Licensing and all, I'm not aware.
There's a question for Rashmi. You said that your association has created a postgraduate institute. I would just like you to, what drove the need for it and how was it funded and how effective it has been for the growth of the industry, automotive industry.
Thank you for the question. We have a collaborative program in post-graduation in automotive engineering. This is a joint program with Pune University, College of Engineering, Pune. So 1 year is spent at the COAP and 1 year the students come for project and specialized subjects to learn at ARI. So this is one program which has been going on for last 3 years. Similar program which was developed specifically with Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT. This program is also similar in nature, where advanced techniques such as NVH and powertrain engineering are the focus areas. Automotive electronics is also one of the electives there, and this program has been very successfully carried out for last 6 to 7 years now. What happens is industry also specifically requests for certain skill developments. So in which cases we run short courses also, such as 2 months specific training programs related to powertrain development or after treatment devices and such.
I have a question to the professor. The applications that you are developing, will it be bundled only with Akash or anyone can download and use?
We are committed to release all apps and all contents in open source. We propose to release them in the Creative Commons by attribution license. So they can work on any Android platform. And we also propose to work very heavily for the Linux version for the upcoming tablets. Because as the tablet hardware grows, even in the current version, we have seen that Linux works perfectly. So it will only speed up and so on. So that we see as a natural progression. So you'll have a dual boot system. You put an SD card with Linux image, it will work as a Linux machine. You remove that and boot, it will work as an Android. And then you can use another SD card for your contents. But yes, all apps and contents currently will be open source. So I'll just take one more minute. Pure open source contents and applications cannot create an ecosystem nationwide. An ecosystem requires strong contributions from innovators, from private players, from proprietary things, everything. So I look at the present efforts and possibly the efforts for this 5 million tablet deployment of the next year as a kick-starting mechanism. But once things kick-start, the whole ecosystem has to develop with the market forces coming into it. So we would, for example, you can actually, Skype works on this. You can have a Play Store downloaded and then download everything else that you want. But for the current educational usage, we are keeping it simple and inexpensive.
I have a question for you, Professor. You said in next 12 months we are going to deploy 5 million tablets. Do we have manufacturing capacity for producing 5 million tablets in 12 months?
No. In fact, this question has been asked to me and raised in press. Even currently, are these tablets made in China? My answer is, show me any electronic gadget, including Apple iPad, which is not made in China. I think in the morning it was mentioned, unless we have our own fab, unless we start making chips, unless we start making memories, till we do that, we'll probably limit ourselves to making those plastic pieces and assembling. Even PCB manufacturing in India, people tell me, is not of the same quality and the yield is not as good as the Chinese manufacturing. So people in India find it easier to design their PCBs here, get them manufactured in China and bring them back at a price cheaper than what they have to spend today. Now, unless that reality changes. So manufacturing has a long way to go. But what we are hoping is, for example, we have started working on system on chip coming years. Just talking to Zarabi in the morning earlier, I believe that over the next 2 to 3 years, if industry, government take a sustained effort, we can change the skills. Right now, I don't think full-fledged manufacturing in India is easily feasible.
Thank you. Harinam, on the healthcare side, you said that regulatory framework is weak compared to other countries, right? In spite of that, cost of medical electronics is pretty high. This thing. So, if you make like regulatory framework as solid as FDA does, won't it kind of skyrocket the cost of medical devices available?
Not really. If we have the regulation framework, the Indian manufacturers will be able to sell globally. So that will ramp up their competitiveness, which will actually bring down the cost of manufacturing in India. And today, other problem of the medical equipment cost is that it's primarily 95% import. So the cost is driven by the source country. So it's not, cost is not driven by Indian manufacturing or Indian engineering. So that's the other thing. So the ecosystem is missing. So once the ecosystem builds up in India, then we'll actually see the cost of Indian medical equipment. Today, whatever we see a cost of either an American equipment or a European equipment or at the best a Chinese equipment. We don't know actually what will be the cost structure when Indian medical industry actually comes up.
May I make a comment on this because it's a very important point. See, as you are all aware, cost and price have absolutely no relation to each other in this market. Cost is what it costs, price is what people will pay. Now, the global industry is used to certain margins for certain devices. As you force those margins to reduce because of the affordability requirements of the nation, new equations get set. 8 months ago, for example, when we started the Akash project, the lowest price tablets were around 10,000, 12,000 rupees, etc. You could buy them on internet. The moment this project has succeeded and our government price, of course with subsidies, not subsidies, but no tax, customs duty, etc., we are getting it for 2,263 rupees. But today in the market, you can get exactly similar tablets for 4,500, 4,700, 6,000. So India has definitely established or anchored a low price points for these categories. I would submit that in healthcare or anywhere else, as the usage grows, as the market grows, the lower price points will be established. Now, to provide the quality manufacturing in India has to be the next step which industry has to